Most contractors track the wrong numbers. They assess over revenue, celebrate big jobs, brag about how busy they are. Meanwhile, they're working 70 hours a week and barely breaking even. I spent the first few years in my business tracking everything except the one metric that actually matters. I knew my monthly revenue down to the penny. I could tell you exactly how many jobs were completed, but I had no idea if I was actually making money. Then I discovered the one thing that changed everything. Started tracking it religiously. Within 18 months, I doubled my profit margins while working fewer hours. This metric separates successful contractors from struggling ones. It's the difference between building a business and buying yourself a job. And 90% of the contractors have no idea what that number is. Here's what you need to track. Profit per labor hour, not revenue per hour. Not just jobs completed per week or profit per labor hour. This tells you exactly how much money your business generates for every hour work performed. It's the ultimate efficiency metric. Most contractors think in terms of job profit. I made $10,000 on that kitchen remodel, but they don't know how many hours it took or what their hourly profit rate was. That's $10,000 profit looks great until you realize it took 400 labor hours to complete. That's $25 per hour in profit. After overhead and your salary, you're making less than your employee. Revenue is the biggest lie in business. I've seen contractors doing $500,000 in annual revenue who take home less than $40,000. They're busy, not profitable. I've had competitors who brag about their $1 million a year jobs. Sounded impressive until I learned they worked over 3,000 hours personally and netted $60,000. That's $20 per hour for owning and running a business. Meanwhile, I did $600,000 in revenue, worked 1,200 hours, and netted $180,000. My profit per labor hour was 3 times higher than his. Revenue makes you feel successful. Profit per labor hour tells you if you really are. Here's how you calculate it. Total job profit divided by total labor hours equals profit per labor hour. Example, kitchen remodel generates $15,000 in profit. Takes 300 total labor hours between you and your crew. 15,000 divided by 300 labor hours equals $50 per hour. Now you have a baseline. Every future job gets measured against that number. Jobs that generate less than $50 per hour are either repriced or declined. This one calculation transformed my business. Started declining low profit work, focused on high efficiency projects. Profit margins went from 12% to 28%. Tracking profit per labor hour reveals which types of work are actually profitable, which are just keeping you busy. I discovered that bathroom remodels generate $65 per labor hour, while kitchen remodels only generate $35 per labor hour. Kitchens felt more profitable because the total profit was higher, but they were less efficient. Started focusing more on bathroom work, same revenue, fewer hours, higher profits. Counterintuitive, but mathematically correct. This metric also reveals which crew members are most efficient. Some guys generate $80 per hour in profit, others generate $30 per hour. Guess who gets the raises and who gets replaced? Once you know your profit per labor hour, pricing becomes scientific instead of guesswork. Before tracking this metric, I priced jobs based on gut feeling and competitor pricing. Sometimes I made money, sometimes I didn't. No consistency between projects. Now I estimate labor hours required, multiply that by my target profit per hour, add materials and overhead. If the client won't pay that price, I don't take the job. That's okay. This eliminated unprofitable work and attracted better clients. When you price based on value delivered per hour, you naturally move up market. This metric becomes your growth strategy. Want to double your income? Either double your profit per hour or double your billable hours. Doubling hours means working more or hiring more people. Doubling profit per hour means working smarter, not harder. I focus on increasing profit per hour through better systems, higher quality work, and premium positioning. Went from $35 per labor hour to $75 per labor hour in 2 years. Same amount of work, double the profit. That's the power of tracking the right metric. This metric changes how you think about your team. Employees aren't just costs, they're profit generators. A crew member who generates $60 per hour in profit while costing $25 per hour wages is contributing $35 per hour to your business. That's $70,000 annually in profit contributions. Started sharing this metric with my team. They understood how their efficiency directly impacted business success. Productivity increased 40% when they saw that their connection between work and company profits. Now everybody tracks their individual profit per hour. It became a competition to see who can be the most efficient. Every business decision gets filtered through this metric. New equipment, additional services, market expansion. Everything gets evaluated on a profit per labor hour impact. Considering a new service line, calculate the expected profit per labor hour. If it's below your current average, don't do it. Thinking about buying new equipment? Will it increase your profit per labor hour enough to justify the investment? This metric eliminates emotional business decisions. It makes everything data-driven. You stop chasing the shiny objects and focus on what actually grows your profits. So, start tracking your profit per labor hour on every job. Calculate it weekly, monthly, quarterly. Watch how it changes your entire approach to business. Most contractors will never do this because it requires discipline and math. That's why most contractors stay small and struggling. Drop a comment with your current profit per labor hour if you know it. If you don't know it, that's your first assignment. Subscribe for more business metrics that actually matter, because what gets measured gets improved. Stop tracking vanity metrics. Start tracking profit per labor hour. Your bank account will thank you.